Hey, good evening, everybody. It's the Big Cat here, and we're going to do something a little different tonight. This is my first time really attempting something in this style, but I kind of wanted to do a chill ASMR opening video. Phyrexia, All Will Be One Complete Edition bundle from Wizards. A really cool, unique offering for a really strong set with some great cards. And yeah, I just wanted to get you guys with the sights and sounds and some of the textures of doing a box opening with kind of a different vibe. So if you want to just casually relax and enjoy some magic cards, please do. Before we even open the box, something really cool about this complete bundle, it's packaged a little differently, kind of like some of the gift bundles they've done recently. It's got the seal tape along the side here we'll get to in a moment. One thing I noticed while getting ready to open this box is that this actually lists set boosters, and what I believe it's also indicating is that there are a few cards like Neo 513, DMU 435, Streets of New Capenna 468, and Kaldheim 406. Is that I believe this is an indication of some of the cards from other sets as well as possibly the list, but I'm not sure on that. So some very interesting notes here as far as the distribution of cards and foils. They've been updating that quite a bit. And with that, Phyrexia, All Will Be One, a lovely set, a beautiful box, some great detail on this. It's kind of wild that this is intended to be open and compromised. This is going to have 20 traditional Phyrexianized basic lands, 20 traditional foil panorama full art basics, 12 card All Will Be One set boosters. So I think that's a unique set booster distribution, plus 2 mythic oil slick raised foils and 10 oil slick raised foil lands, a special box, and a Phyrexian language traditional foil Phyrexian arena. They really wanted to get the word Phyrexia in there as much as possible. So, the ultimate Phyrexian bundle, prove your devotion to perfection with the bundle complete edition for Phyrexia All Will Be One. Each bundle celebrates Elesh Norn's impending victory by combining everything you love about a normal bundle with a legion of Phyrexian goodies you won't find anywhere else. This is the ultimate gift for any Magic fan, including you. So with that, let's open one of these up. I've opened a fair bit of Phyrexia All Will Be One on the channel, but I have not opened one of these yet in person. That lovely pull tab, this beautiful soft foil crimson on the matte cream here is very nice for the Elesh Norn color scheme. And now that the tab's open, it's official. Oh, some beautiful red foil on black paper, Phyrexian writing there. Very nice. Not sure what that says, but take a good look. Feel free to get into that. Also, looks like a 5x7 print of the Junji Ito Elesh Norn art, as well as I believe that is the art for the oil slick raised foil. So we'll get to those in a moment, but some great Elesh Norn art there. And here's our actual bundle case. Beautiful Phyrexian treatment. Love that clear symbol there. It's a very, very nice product. These cardboard punch-out tokens there. Some different things. Can be used for all kinds of things. I think something very clever that Wizards has done is kind of leave these without specified markings so that they can function as tokens or copies or serve all kinds of different purposes during the game. So beautiful corrugated cardboard tokens. Our first bundle here is foil full art lands. You can see those. I actually like to keep these in the packaging. Very nice cellophane wrap on those. And that appears to be our Phyrexian arena. Let's open this and see if this is where our oil slicks are hiding. Okay, this appears to have our other Phyrexian lands in it. So we'll go through these nice and quick. 4 plains, 4 islands, 4 swamps, and 4 mountains, and 4 forests. So an even 20 land playset there. Very nice with our foil Phyrexian arena in Phyrexian language. Very nice, beautiful art of Jason Braska. Okay, so we have our complete edition booster. We'll set that aside. That'll be the finale of this. The nice usual 2-box base of a box here with this little smaller compartment. These are always very handy and valuable. And actually some of my local LGSs seem to resell some of the nicer ones of these for a few dollars a piece. We'll go into our first 12 card set booster. Art card on top, followed by Phyrexian Basic, very nice. Collation appears a little different. Our commons there. Uncommons. Phyrexian alternate art card. Oh, and very nice. Starting off with Phyrexian Vindicator. Beautiful white mythic. Fantastic mythic rare. Behold your inevitable defeat, Elesh Norn. You know, this is quite a powerful card that has yet to see much traction or play. I think when compared to Phyrexian Obliterator, its power level of not destroying permanents but redirecting damage is probably useful, but not quite as impactful as the threat of the Obliterator. And a foil there, Tainted Observer. Foil uncommon, and a token card. We'll open pack number 2. A Nisa art card. A regular full art island from the set. Head into our commons and uncommons here. Some beautiful art in Phyrexia, all will be one, along with some very powerful cards. Drowned Nicor, Nim Razor Paladin, Chittering Skitterling. Some great naming and nomenclature in this set. Our Phyrexian alternate art card is a common, Quicksilver Fisher. And we have a second, the Bone Picker Scourge. Our rare in this pack is Kemba, Caw Enduring. Kemba's a decent true drop and probably will see some action in the white sort of equipment cat builds for Commander. For white and 1, Kemba, Caw Enduring is a legendary creature cat cleric. Whenever Kemba, Caw Enduring, or another cat enters the battlefield under your control, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to that creature. Equipped creatures you control get +1/+1. And for 2 white and 3, she can create a 2/2 white cat creature, which will capitalize on these other abilities. And we go to our foil slot, which is actually an alternate art Jor Kadeen foil. Very nice manga art in this set, where they had manga artists come and do these alternate sort of cybernetic monstrosity completed versions. Some beautiful foiling there. And Jor Kadeen is actually pretty interesting. I've seen some decks attempt to run him. He's nice and aggressive. token card. Pack number 3. Phyrexian alternate art card. This is for Sinew Dancer. A beautiful one of these like grimoire mountains. Love these arts. They're fantastic. Our commons and uncommons again. We'll move through those. Hear that nice quality cardboard fresh out of the pack. Love that sliding sound. Mere Convert in our Phyrexian alternate art. A nice little colorless toxic creature. Probably a great little pickup for toxic and limited. And another Jorkadine. And just to give you at home a comparison, alternate art Jorkadine in foil and non-foil. I think there's something to be said for these in the monochromatic approach that the alternate art has in this set, especially with the full color treatment the frames get. Creates a really strong contrast of image and kind of has this nice flat piece that seems further dropped back from the color printing on the surface layer. And we have 2 rares in this pack. Our second mythic on the pack, on this box so far, is Kaya, Intangible Slayer. For 2 black, 2 white, and 3. She is a 6 loyalty, legendary planeswalker Kaya with hexproof. For +2, each opponent loses 3 life and you gain 3. For 0, you may draw 2 cards, then each opponent may scry 1. And for -3, she exiles target creature or enchantment. If it wasn't an aura, you create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 1/1 spirit creature with flying in addition to its other types. Very powerful removal that lets you take a threat from the opponent's side of the board and place it on your side. A much smaller body, but still a very powerful effect. And the fact she can do this immediately upon being played, I think there's some potential for this card to be a top end in Orzhov or Esper type builds. Our final rare of the pack. Oh, and she's not a mythic. I apologize. She is just a rare. So just 1 mythic on the pack thus far. Rustvine Cultivator in the Phyrexian art foil. Some beautiful foiling there. You can hear this foil's a little smoother than the other cards. And then our first card from the list slot will appear. And this is one of these new Secret Lair list characters. He's 1 blue, red, and white for Imard the Stormcleaver. And when he enters the battlefield or attacks, you can put a charge counter on it and remove 1 from it. And when you remove a counter this way, choose 1. He deals 4 damage to any target, or he gains lifelink and indestructible until end of turn. I think there's some really interesting potential there to manipulate tokens on and off of this creature for large gain. We'll see what fate decides in the future, but there's our first rare from the list. Pack number 4. Listen to that beautiful crinkle. Another lovely art card. I believe this is the manga full art for the Planeswalker Kaido in this set. Our full art swamp with this very spooky arachnid style temple. We'll move into our commons and uncommons. Enjoy some of the beautiful art in this set. Some great naming, some fantastic uncommons. Sheoldred's Edict, love this card. Minor Misstep, another really intriguing card. The Furnace Punisher, the Serum Snare. Urabrask's Anointer is our Phyrexian alternate art card in the uncommon slot. And then we find a very welcome Fastland. Razor Verge Thicket enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or fewer other lands, and it can tap to add a green or a white mana. Hazardous Blast in foil. And another token card. Another lovely lovely art card here. Let's see, is this Phyrexian Vindicator? It's Luca, Bound to Ruins, Planeswalker, alternate art. Very interesting. Haven't learned much on the lore of what happened to Luca and his beast companion when they seemingly were fused somewhat together in the completion process in Phyrexia. A foil full art mountain that looks like Urabrask's Forge there depicted. And we'll move through our commons. Anoint with Affliction. Sheoldred's Head Cleaver, a card I love the art on. I think that's a beautiful card done with a predominantly dark vibe that the small touches of color throughout the composition really tell a story and breathe some life into it. New art for Duress. Whisper of the Dross Pits. Slaughter Singer, a great little Naya bear there for the Phyrexians. Noxious Assault. There's another Sinew Dancer in our Phyrexian alternate art. Our rare in this pack is Black Sun's Twilight for black and X. It is an instant, which is very relevant to this card's ability. Up to one target creature gets -X until end of turn. If X is 5 or more, return a creature card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. The beauty of this card is that for 6 mana, it is instant speed removal and placing another threat on the board. This can be a large, powerful swing to close the game, especially when what you place on the board can be something like Phyrexian Vindicator, Sheoldred, or other very large, powerful threats. A foil Sylvok Battle Chair, showing the 4 Mirrodin equipment ability, something like Living Weapon, where it creates a 2/2 that is automatically equipped when this card comes into play. And another token card. I think the only sound I like better in Magic, that is a Might Overseer there in the art card. The only sound I like more in Magic than just opening the pack or the gentle shuffling of card is the placement of a card firmly down on the mat, like so. That little flick of the finger, I love that sound. Sawblade Scamp is our Phyrexian alternate art card, common. And our rare is Vran, Executioner Thane. Not a bad card. We've opened quite a bit of him. He doesn't appear to have quite found a home in constructed play. And foil Reject Imperfection. Nice little counterspell with Proliferate included. And our token card, Phyrexian Horror. Another nice art card in celebration of Elish Norn. That is the Porcelain Zealot. Stylized like Elish Norn with the sinewy red velvety silks and the ossified bone tooth-like formations of the armor. Full art planes. This card looks lovely in foil. Just enjoy the great art on these cards as we slowly pass through them, feeling the firm, clean, pack, fresh cardboard of each one. Lovely. Another Sawblade Scamp at common there in our Phyrexian alternate art. And Ovika, Enigma Goliath. A really interesting Izzet commander with some non-creature spell, slinging oriented abilities, and a very powerful ward. cost. It's a very large creature, but one thing I really like about Ovika is this really interesting art. The multiple machine-like eyes evoking the blue praetor, the red fleshy sinew as she cruises through the furnace landscapes of Urbrask's domain on the new Phyrexia, and this white sheet still showing that even though this is not a white card, that the Elesh Norn's influence over the plane is in full effect. And our foil here is Thirsting Roots. And we get another list card, Metathran Elite. It is unblockable as long as it is enchanted. This is an uncommon reprint from Urza's Destiny. If the eyes are windows to the soul, their souls are not of this world. Very interesting throwback to, oh gosh, approximately 14, no, I apologize, about 24 years ago, if you can believe that. Early days of Magic, and I do remember when this felt like such a new card. This also looks fairly miscut. As you can notice here, the black border looks okay on the sides, roughly, but the bottom is significantly more margin than the top, showing a miscut on that list sheet. And it looks slightly off center as well from left to right. It will be interesting to compare with some of our other list reprints to see if we received cards from the same collation on the sheet that reflect this misbalancing in the cutting process. One thing we observed on the back of our packs is that these are United States produced cards. There's the full art for the Kaya the Inexorable card we opened earlier. Another full art mountain. And just listen as we go through these nice commons and uncommons. Cankerbloom, a fantastic green uncommon, a 3/2 for green and 1, and for 1 colorless, can basically naturalize or proliferate. It's a very, very well costed utility creature. And our next mythic is Jace, the Perfected Mind, the completed version of the Planeswalker Jace. He's evoking a Phyrexian rendition of his classic Jace the Mind Sculptor pose. And while this card was often overlooked in previews and thought to not find a place, many blue mages, especially in Standard, have found a home where this is a threat that needs to be answered, stalls the board, and when he comes down for his 3 mana cost, provides excellent value and diversion for the game to let other more sophisticated strategies mature in behind a card that can still be quite impactful if not dealt with. This is a card that has seen significant reappraisal in the weeks following release and is starting to really garner some appreciation. Our foil is Eye of the Malcator and another token card explaining the Winchester draft format. Next, we have another art card. I believe this is for one of the Fastlands with the beautiful foil signature there. I'll rotate this under the light a bit so you can appreciate the fine craftsmanship there, embossing the artist's signature on this lovely land. I really appreciate that treatment on the art cards, and art cards in general are something I think will be fascinating to see how they accumulate in interest over the years. Beautiful grimoire style planes, our commons and uncommons. The Rib Skiff, highly evocative of some of the Necromancer enemies in Elden Ring. The Necrosquito. And our Phyrexian alternate art card is the Necrogen Rot Priest. And a second one, Rustvine Cultivator. Our first rare of this pack is Skrelf Defector Might. Quite a popular one-drop in white aggressive decks at the time. He's a very impactful one-mana creature. High aggression, toxic as an ability, and also a pseudo Mother of Runes type of effect that can be quite effective in early board states that establish. And a foil Glisa Sunslayer. Not the most prominent card in formats today, but a very, very loaded creature. For 3 mana, a 3/3 legendary elf and a zombie, so 2 very powerful tribes, as well as first strike and death touch. And when she deals combat damage to a player, you can choose one of 3 following abilities. You can draw a card and lose 1 life, destroy target enchantment, or remove up to 3 counters from target permanent. This is a very impactful way to play aggressively and retain card advantage or manipulate the opponent's board state. She's quite an effective threat, and it will be interesting to see that as Standard matures, if green and black can build a foundation to let a very effective elf on rate in a Jund-style mid-range deck develop. Current Standard is very mid-range focused, but unfortunately green and black aren't really the colors pushing those strategies so much as what we see with the Jund style mid-range decks or the more Esper and Grixis oriented mid-range strategies. Glisa quite hasn't found a home. And ultimately our final token card there. Okay, 3 more packs to go before our Phyrexian Complete Edition pack. Beautiful. Another Phyrexian full art card. Love the energy on that. The Phyrexian Grimoire style planes in foil. Gorgeous card. Another Sinew Dancer making an appearance. And another Mere Convert. And another full English copy of Phyrexian Arena. Here's our foil Phyrexian one included in the box for a side-by-side comparison. I really think that the foil Phyrexian version adds quite a lot to the aesthetics and the elegance of that card. And the foil in this pack is Resistance Skywarden, a 5/5 for 5 menace reach in red, and a token. On top we have the Nahiri completed full art. A full art island from the set. Our lovely commons and uncommons enjoy the sound of this crisp, clean, fresh cardboard and take in some of the great art, the great storytelling here of Nahiri on the reprint of Thrill of Possibility. Some of the great new Proliferate cards in the set. The beautiful art on Atraxa Skitterfang, disassociating the sort of meat and bone aesthetic and elegance with this centipede formation is a really inspired piece of art there. I think the artist did a fantastic job with that. Bladed Ambassador is our Phyrexian alternate art card here. And there's Kaido, Dancing Shadow, as our rare in this pack. Have not seen much play with Kaido, and I think some of these Dimir Planeswalkers recently are interesting, but they just haven't found a home. Ninjutsu style effects don't seem to keep parity with the strong mid-rangey board state. There's not true counter and control being played. Porcelain Zealot in foil, beautiful. And another token card. And now we will open our last regular pack. Here is the full art of that Nahiri, Thrill of Possibility. Love the storytelling on this. I love that the drive and ambition in Nahiri's eyes, and that she's such a driven individual, is still reflected there. And it's almost that she's austere and confident in her accepting of the machine completion process to join Phyrexia in advancing her goals, which probably now align directly with Elesh Norn's. Beautiful forest here. I love the hidden homage to Virinclex on this card. The new spell bombs have superb art, a beautiful riff on the physical manifestation of Elesh Norn on that Basilica skull bomb. Rustvine Cultivator is our Phyrexian art card. And a full alternate art is Malcator, Purity Overseer. And a second rare, Argentum Masticore. And our foil is Planar Disruption. While this set is loaded with many powerful cards, and we did open some Planeswalkers and a couple Mythics, not the most powerful box of opening. So interesting to see some very humble set boosters, but let's finish with what's really driving the value. It will be found here in this particularly not for resale pack that is only one included in every complete edition bundle. Beautiful oil slick planes. Wow. I will say they look great on camera, but in person in particular, this is really impressive. It's a very, very unique texturing on this card. I'll bring it close to the camera so you can see, but you can see how intricately inlaid the layered printing on this is. This is beautiful with this nice foil, soft champagne gold undercoat to make that nice light planes really stand out. And we get two of those there. That's gorgeous. Look at that. As we move to the island, it's very much more intricately designed with a fine cross-hatching pattern, kind of depicting a stormy sky crashing on a shore there. The subtle blues. And again, in person, these are phenomenal. I don't think the camera quite does the visual of these justice. And listen to how smooth and quiet these are. So not quite the same friction as the cardboard. Oh, the swamp is quite dark and dramatic. Very interesting. You can even see here in these lower recesses, they look quite plain, but as you get close, there's a really fine texture applied to these. Again, this is a very, very impressive card, and if you look closely, you can see the inset along where the normal printing is. So this looks to be almost completely printed with one foil layer with several different ink types and then a completely separate gloss black layer applied. I imagine these were not the cheapest cards to produce. Beautiful forest there. These lands truly are fantastic. You can even see that further with that oil raised circle around where the foiling authenticity token is, much like a rare. So the highest level of production on these. Beautiful cards. And we get to this mountain, which really the starker, more dramatic design, less intricate, actually does quite well there. Beautiful card, beautiful card. Look at that, the red really pops on that. These are beautiful lands. I might say that the plains might be my favorite. It's the right amount of complexity, organic and geometric lines, the beautiful soft champagne gold there. Lovely card. And let's proceed to our oil slick foils. This is a select group of mythic rares, and the only place that they can be achieved given this treatment is in these bundles. The aftermarket is quite interesting. It will be interesting to see how heavily this is printed and how these cards do over time. Our first one is Nahiri. Beautiful, beautiful impression on this card. See, there's quite a bit of detail there, and again, so smooth. Look at that. And the coup de grace, our final card, is Mondrak, Glory Dominus. Fantastic. Mondrak is quite a powerful and sought-after card, and this treatment, I'm sure, is going to hold well over time. Again, an incredibly unique treatment. And just a beautiful card. Very interesting that it has this flat line along the bottom. That looks like an art alignment thing, which generally all full art cards don't do. So I'm not sure if that was due to the centering on the composition. But you can see these great organic textures, some beautiful line art, these sort of waves radiating out. The artist did a very nice job. And you can see this is quite a unique treatment for a Magic card. Beautiful. So we will end on a lovely high note there. I hope you all had a chance to enjoy this. I think I might do more in the future. Let me know in the comments below if something like this type of video is something you'd like to see more of. And in the end, thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy Magic. I love you. Peace.